What's up, guys? My name is Adam and this is Broke Man Finance, a channel where we refuse to buy subscribers. And we're going to try to grow this thing the old-fashioned way. Plus, we're not in the game of wasting money. So do us a solid and make sure to subscribe so we can keep bringing you that useful information that can help you make money. One of the most talked about stocks out there right now, and one of the most requested, reviewed stocks, is Healthier Choices Management Corporation, ticker symbol HCMC. Let's take a moment and talk about who they are so we can get everyone up to speed if you are unfamiliar. Healthier Choices Management Corporation is a US-based, publicly traded company specializing in providing consumers with healthier alternatives to everyday lifestyle choices. HCMC owns an intellectual property suite comprised of patents issued in both the United States and Canada. These patents have a primary focus on safer vaping technology as well as synthetic or imitation nicotine compositions, processes, and methods of manufacture. HCMC continues to innovate and hopes to expand this suite in the future. Whenever I hear words or phrases like expand in the future and they're talking about nicotine and vaping, I feel like that's just code for I got my fingers crossed that this turns into cannabis. HCMC owns both Ada's Natural Market, an 18,000 square foot full service grocery store that serves Fort Myers, Florida, and 3 Paradise Health and Nutrition locations in the greater Melbourne, Florida area. That's not a lot to put your confidence into, but all great companies have to start somewhere. Not sure if they're trying to make Ada's a chain or what, a chain grocery store, but they have one. Healthier choices extend past just healthy eating. With that, Healthier Choices Management Corporation, through its 9 owned vape stores across the United States. Okay, they say 9 stores across the Southeast, and technically that's true, but 7 of those are in Florida and actually kind of near each other, and the other 2 are in Stone Mountain, Georgia and Nashville, Tennessee. HCMC is an itty-bitty cap company, folks, with an itty-bitty share price that is kind of enticing. Here's what they're trading at right now, and you can see that they are a true penny stock. And with that, let me just throw a warning out there. When you're dealing with penny stocks, you're dealing with an enormous amount of risk, but at the same time, you're dealing with an enormous amount of upside potential. So just make sure that you do your due diligence and do your research on the company before you just YOLO on any penny stock that's getting hyped up on Reddit or anywhere else. Be very careful, people. YOLO! This company has been getting a crazy amount of hype lately, but that's the world we live in. All it takes is a little bit of hype on these social media accounts, Reddit, Facebook, whatever, and people start to YOLO their savings into these penny stocks because we all want that quick return. That's where we're at, so you got to be very careful. A company like HCMC can get a little bit of traction on social media, and next thing you know, they're getting artificially inflated. But there is a strategy there that you could take advantage of if you play your cards right. I'm not saying that the company is being artificially inflated here. I do feel like the hype is being baked into the share price, but maybe they have the best vaping system and stores in the world. Maybe they're on just the edge of technology here. I don't know. Maybe that one grocery store that they have is the best damn grocery store your ass has ever seen in your life, and it's going to explode across the world. No idea, but it damn well better be. Where's the moat? I don't see a moat there. If I'm looking at this as a long-term investor, from a long-term investing perspective, I would like to see this one grocery store and the 9 vape stores. What competitive advantage do they have over their competition? Because there are thousands of vape shops. There are thousands of grocery stores. What makes them better and unique that I would want to put my money into the company? What sets them apart? Do we believe that this is the next Whole Foods? And if so, why? If they were doing something different, like being just an all online delivery grocery store, I think I would be more optimistic than I am now. But in 2021, just to get a normal grocery store chain started, that makes me hard to buy into it. I'm not talking about the hype being baked into it. I'm talking about the company as a whole. If you follow this channel at all, there's 2 things that I like whenever I'm investing my money, That is innovation and convenience. If you can bring one or both to the table, then you get my attention. I'm not seeing that right now. Think about it. If it needs to make sense, people often get greedy, and that's when we should be fearful. But maybe there's an acquisition play here. Maybe there's a big dog like an Altria, or, well, it probably ain't gonna be Phillip Morris, and I'll talk about that in a minute. But maybe there's an acquisition play here that, because typically whenever companies get announced that they're going to be acquired by a bigger company, you tend to see a jump in that share price. And I'm not throwing shade. These are questions that I would ask any company before I invest. Those are the questions I want to answer. I want to be able to answer myself before I put my money into a company, even a penny stock. Maybe the strategy here is that you're more bullish on the hype that's being baked into it, and you're planning on just scalping profits. Hey, I have no problem with that. That is a strategy, and at least you have one. And you're not just throwing money into this thing blindly from some YouTube videos you watched and some forums that you follow on, I don't know, Facebook or Reddit. I know people are going to hit the dislike button on this video because I'm reading people are putting their life savings into HCMC. And now, obviously, if anybody says anything against it, they're going to be defensive. This company great. I love it. I'm going to be rich. Hey, maybe so. And best of luck to you, my friend. I just can't see myself putting a substantial amount of money into this as a long-term investor based off one grocery store, a couple nutrition shops, and a few vape shops scattered around Florida. The most profit potential I saw was the lawsuit against tobacco giant Phillip Morris for patent infringement. There is a possibility that this gets them a chunk of cash. Now, I'll be the first to admit, I don't know all the details about the lawsuit, aside from what's online. I've heard some crazy numbers though, and a big settlement award would give them a lot of capital to play with, and would certainly drive that share price up. But take it from someone that's been sued, me. This is a relatively new lawsuit, so we could be looking at years down the road. Not in the next couple, well, I mean, they could always settle tomorrow maybe. But we're talking, this has the potential to go on for years whenever you start talking big money. I saw one number of over $1 billion potentially. So if you're playing this just for the lawsuit, be very careful, because you may be sitting here waiting for a long time, and in a couple of years, this thing could easily have been forgotten about whenever the lawsuit actually does get settled. But we live in a world now of pump and dump, which there's always been those stocks, but the propensity for these stocks to get pumped up through these channels of social media is insane. But if you play your cards right and you do it intelligently, you can make a lot of money. But you have to be careful doing it, because you can lose a lot of money too. YOLO! You can do well with penny stocks sometimes. I have, for instance, I was buying Alpine 4 Technologies, ticker symbol ALPP, when it was 20 cents all the way to 4 cents. And now it has shot up over $7 per share. And I'm up something close to 14,000%. However, that is not the norm. But it is nice when it happens. But Alpine 4 Technologies had a stupid amount of good news and acquisitions they were doing, even when they were 4 cents a share. That's what got my attention. I'm not seeing a lot of that with HCMC. You can't buy HCMC on a lot of platforms like a Robinhood, which is another, not necessarily red flag, but if you could buy this on Robinhood right now, I would be more bullish on this thing getting a lot of hype. But you can buy on some of the bigger platforms, Fidelity, TD Ameritrade, Charles Schwab. So if you're really wanting to buy this company, just throw some YOLO money at it, something that you just throw a couple $100 at it, whatever. I would download one of those and open up an account and fund it. It's going to take a few days, maybe a week to get approved and for your funds to settle, that kind of thing. But I would go ahead and open one of those up. I use Charles Schwab for any of my penny stock plays. I may throw some money at HCMC just to play the hype a little bit, but I have no intentions on holding this thing long term. Not now. Now, if some other news comes out that makes me more bullish on it and shows me that they're, let's say they open up 20 new grocery stores next year and it's looking like they're moving and grooving, then absolutely. Or if I was in a position where I was in Florida and I had first-hand experience with their grocery stores and vape shops, and I just knew how well ran they were and how they were just a step above everybody else. At that point, I would invest in this company. But I'm in North Carolina, and I have no plans of going to Florida anytime soon. But whatever you decide to do with HCMC, best of luck to you. I hope HCMC, from the bottom of my heart, goes to the god dang moon, and I'm sitting here kicking myself for not jumping in at the current levels. But I don't feel that good about it right now. I'm not a YOLO investor. Those plays are fun, but I'm gonna stick to some bigger companies, or companies that are showing me a little bit more. But let me know what you're doing in the comment section below. I'd love to hear your thoughts. Let me know why you're so bullish on it. Let me know why you're bearish on it. I'm seeing some crazy price targets out there. Explain it to me. I'm open-minded. But as always, I hope your stocks stay green. I hope you stay safe. I hope everyone out there takes care.